Let's get to this RFK saga. So, you had Bernie Sanders. We talked about it yesterday. Bernie Sanders yelling at him about the onesies. Will you still sell these onesies on your website? Are you going to sell these onesies on your website? Do you agree with these onesies? Do you agree with these onesies? Well, they weren't done sparring here. Let's play 2.0 of RFK. Okay, so let's play RFK. Let's play RFK and Bernie Sanders. Watch.
By the way, Bernie. The problem of corruption is not just in the federal agencies, it's in Congress too. Almost all the members of this panel are accepting, including yourself, are accepting millions of dollars from the pharmaceutical industry.
Oh, no.
And protecting their interests.
No.
I thought that would no. I ran for president like you. I got millions and millions of contributions. They did not come from the executives, not one nickel of PAC money from the pharmaceutical industry. They came from workers.
In 2020, you were the single largest
because I had
receiver of pharmaceutical money.
Contributions from workers all over this country. Workers,
you were the
not a nickel from corporate PACs.
You were the single largest acceptor of pharmaceutical dollars.
Why are you so worked up, Bern?
From workers in the industry.
1.5 million.
Yeah, out of 200 million.
Why are you getting so worked up? All right, moving on. Move right along. Let's move on. It's just that you received $1.2 million, almost $1.3 million from the healthcare industry.
Not a nickel. Not a nickel. Not a nickel.
Not a nickel. I didn't receive. No.
He turned quite red.
He did.
He was very, very bothered by that. Very bothered by that. What, guilty conscience got you, Bern? Guilty conscience? Liz, Pocahontas, would you care to have another round? Let's go.
Yeah. Bring Pocahontas. Bring all of them.
Can we
line them all up.
Can we just get rid of lobbyists? Can we just get rid of them?
You never will. I agree with you. You just never will.
You would like to, but
they will never agree to that.
We have our fair share of corrupt lobbyists on the conservative side too. Some of them are fighting us today.
It would just be great if, Trump just came around and he was like, that's it, I'm done. It's all going. That would just be so epic. Along with any kind of income tax, let me just say that. Can we just get rid of income tax?
I'd say let's go there first.
The problem is Donald Trump can't unilaterally do that. He would need Congress, and that's why I'm saying Congress will never do it.
Because
you're not going to bite the hand that feeds you.
They're on the take.
Yeah, you're not going to bite the hand that feeds you, and that's why I agree with your sentiment that yes, it would make things substantially better.
It's like term limits. They would have to vote for term limits to terminate their own careers.
Right.
That's why they
get them on the record. Get them on the record.
I don't disagree with you there.
Yeah, no, I do agree.
Yeah. So I want to play another moment here with Senator Rand Paul, who, while we're on the subject of HHS secretary, let's talk about all of you guys, how much you cared about the science. Just about, I don't know, it was like 5 years ago during the COVID era. Watch.
The COVID vaccine. If you ask me my opinion, the reporters run up and down the hall and they say, you still anti-vaccine? No, I'm pro-vaccine. But on the COVID vaccine and on the COVID illness, there was a 1,000-fold or more difference between the elderly and children. If you don't acknowledge that, you're committing malpractice. You're showing your ignorance. If you say a 6-month-old must be mandated to get it, the science is not there. So all this blather about the science says this and the science says that, no, it doesn't. The science actually shows that no healthy child in America died from COVID. Look it up. No healthy child died from COVID.
I think this is another industry, if you will, that we're done. You guys have overplayed your hand. We were talking about DEI earlier. DEI, it's got to be done. We're done. Americans are done. I think that is another industry, science and the pharmaceutical companies, that once again the Democrats overplayed their hand. Nobody's listening to your experts anymore. Nobody believes you. Your little scientific studies that you guys are throwing on the table like they did yesterday in this big dramatic display of there are 40 studies that show that the abortion pill is safe. Safe for whom, ma'am, first of all? Because I believe that you're trying to kill a human life in there. That is very unsafe for that human life. But ultimately, I think people are just done with this particular industry as well. I think that they watched everything that happened during COVID and we didn't see it in the midterms. We didn't see it. Remember, 2022, we didn't see it in the midterms, and it shocked everyone of just like, you just saw all of these draconian policies. Why did you just vote for it again? But it's the science thing, I think, that people are like, yeah, we don't trust you on that.
Yeah, look, the oxymoron of saying an abortion pill is safe.
I know. I believe the tiny human would disagree with you there.
The pill's designed to kill.
Right.
So that's
Right.
just, that's certifiably insane, number one. I agree with you 100%. I think amongst everything I want to see happen, of course, my number one thing always is children not being trafficked and people not being enslaved. And so the border security is huge for me. But the area where I'm most excited is the sledgehammer that RFK is going to be in the healthcare society, because we are the most unhealthy nation on planet Earth. We've been lied to from the beginning of the food chain until the kitchen table.
Yep.
They are contaminating everything. Organic is the biggest marketing spiel in history. What they're still allowed to do to food. This is where we're going to see, I believe, the biggest inroads in long-term benefits for Americans is in what we eat.
I agree.
And what's in the water and what's in the air and the EPA. And don't get me started on chemtrails and all this stuff. Yeah. I'm excited about this, which is why they are so up in arms, because this guy is authentic.
Yeah.
He's been singing this song for 3 decades. This is his life's work. He says in his opening statement, 20 years I've been praying to God to give me an opportunity.
Put me in a position where I can
Put me in
help.
a position to fix this, and thank you, President Trump. I don't know that they agree on 4 things, but they agree on this.
Right. Which is why it's been interesting watching Trump make sure to tell everyone. What did he say in his victory speech? He's like, I told Bobby, you don't touch the oil,
Exactly.
You don't touch that.
You can go hunt here.
Yeah.
Go hunt here.
But this is real leadership.
Yes.
That's what you're looking at, real leadership. Because, by the way, the irony of the Democrats going on about people falling in line with Trump, you think that RFK is a yes man?
No way.
Not a chance. I mean, if he was a yes man, he wouldn't have left the Democratic Party. It's the same with Tulsi. These are they're the real deal. And what Trump has done is he is like any good leader does, like any good businessman does. He says, do you know what? I don't care about your politics. I don't care about this. Are you going to do the job that I need you to do in this particular, whether it be the secretary or whatever job it is? You're seeing it. He's going systematically through it. He's also turning around and saying, if you cannot do that job, you are going. You are fired. I'm excited about all of it.
I anticipate some of that's going to happen. Let's not just believe that you can just bat 1,000, okay? Some people will not do what they said they were going to do, but this time around, unlike the previous attorney generals, 2 of them, they did nothing. This time around, if someone doesn't do their job, I believe he's going to let them go really quickly. But the change in the man, though, the humility this time around of a Trump, to be willing to work like someone like a Bobby Kennedy, right? Mm-hmm. Or a Tulsi, which we maybe didn't see in the first administration. The Word of God says God uses all things for the good and the glory of God in the kingdom. So even losing the reins for 4 years has in its way positioned this president to say, I'm going to go find the best of the best at what they do. And then I'm going to tell them, you can only do that. Yeah. You don't touch oil. You don't touch the border.
Right.
You go fix healthcare.